Volvo Car Malaysia has just announced their electrification plans for the country here in Malaysia, where they'll be launching a fully electric model every single year starting from 2022, and by 2030 they expect all of their cars to be fully electric here. And they've kickstarted the effort here in Malaysia with the launch of the XC40 Recharge fully electric crossover model. And while unfortunately there's no pricing yet, but with that being said, let me just take you around the car to show you what you can expect. Although Volvo has just unveiled the facelift version of the XC40 globally, this here is still based on the pre-facelift model, which virtually looks identical to all of the other XC40s on the road today. But there are of course some things that you can see to help you point out that this is the Recharge model, with the most obvious one being the blanked out grille in front here. And that's because electric cars don't actually need as much cooling as your regular petrol-powered ones. And beside that is your regular LED headlights with the Torx hammer light signature that looks virtually identical to all of the other Volvos out there. Moving over to the side, you get the 19-inch wheels as standard, as well as the Recharge badging on the C-pillars. But aside from that, you really can't point out where it looks different, because even to charge the car, the charging ports is located where the fuel filler used to go. But because of that, the front of the car has actually been freed up for an extra cargo space underneath the bonnet, up to 31 litres of extra room for you to store perhaps your charging cables or other smaller stuff. In terms of performance, the XC40 Recharge here is powered by the P8 all-wheel drive electric powertrain, which gives you one electric motor on each axle, providing 408 horsepower and 660 Nm of torque to drive all four wheels. Even though this car weighs over 2 tons, it still takes only 4.9 seconds to get to 100 km per hour, and while top speed is limited at Volvo's global speed limit at 180 km per hour. Juice for the motors come from a 78 kWh battery pack, which according to Volvo takes just 40 minutes to recharge using a DC fast charger of up to 150 kW. And at 100%, the battery is enough to give you 418 km of driving range. If you think the changes on the outside are minor, well, I think you might be even more disappointed when you sit inside the cabin. Because from what you can see, at least in the physical sense, everything is pretty much identical to all of the other XC40s out on the road today. The main change here though is actually inside the screens here, because the 9-inch infotainment display as well as the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, they're both now running on the latest Android Automotive operating system, which gives you even more Google integrations such as Google Maps as well as the Google Assistant. There's even a Google Store for you to download extra apps onto the infotainment itself. But with that being said, there's currently no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay connectivity, but from what I've heard, it might actually come at a later date. With this being an EV, there are of course some EV exclusive displays on both the infotainment as well as the digital instrument cluster, such as the estimated range remaining from the battery. But aside from that, the rest of the car is, as I said earlier, pretty much standard from the regular XC40. Your standard features include a wireless charging pad down here, sport seats with powered controls and a memory function on the driver's side, leather and nubuck upholstery, a dual zone climate control with rear blowers, as well as a Harman Kardon sound system. Now I can't really demonstrate this because I don't have the keys with me, but this car actually comes with a hands-free powered tailgate. And opening up to the boot, you actually get a slightly smaller boot space at the back here because of the batteries underneath the floor. But not by much, by less than 50 litres. At least you still have the 31 litres underneath the bonnet in front over there. There's no official specifications for the car here in Malaysia just yet, but from what we do know based on the global specs, there's going to be the latest generation of Volvo's IntelliSafe advanced driver assist features, with stuff like autonomous emergency braking, as well as level 2 autonomous driving assist that includes adaptive cruise control as well as lane keep assist. In terms of the autonomous emergency braking, the car also now comes with a oncoming lane mitigation, which means when you're stopped at a junction, the car can actually detect the cars from the opposite side of the road to stop you whenever necessary. As I said earlier, pricing is not available just yet. Pricing will only come on the 4th of April, where this car is also going to be open for booking. But with that being said, I do know that this car will come with a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty, while the batteries itself get a 8-year or 160,000 km warranty. For more information on the XC40 Recharge, do log on to AutoBuzz.my.